All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Couch Chat. Maybe this might be the last week on the chair. I'm not sure. Maybe only one more. We'll see. But anyways, today is the 16th of August. This is all being released. So we just came off of a great celebration of the solemnity of the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Of course, just a reminder, tomorrow on August 17th, that's Thursday, we've got a day of grace at St. Joseph's. So that is the first day of school, I believe, for the students at Botkins Public Schools. So, after school special coming out and going to confession. So it means adoration, confession on Thursday the 17th from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at St. Joseph, the back to school special day of grace. So blessing to get to offer that to all of the Lord's good people. So I think we sent out an email last week reminding people of that, kind of going through confession, trying to help you in any way to prepare for confession. So also with this being released on a Wednesday, it means that we are 3 weeks out until the start of all of our youth ministry, all of our K through 12 youth ministry. In the upcoming bulletin, I'm talking about that a little bit, but we've got so many incredible things about the youth ministry and the ways we get to work with our youth. First of all, we are grateful to our public school districts for basically blacking out Wednesday night. Our public schools, I think after about 5 o'clock, there's nothing that happens in the evening at the schools. So we're incredibly grateful for that reality to basically give us the time to share the good news of Jesus Christ with our young people. So thanks to all of our administrators out there that make that possible. And then our programs, one of the things that's just so wonderful is just the volume. It makes it a little bit overwhelming sometimes, but we have over 600 young people that are involved in our youth ministry programs K through 12. So that is just an incredible amount of people that we get to bring in on a Wednesday night and share the good news of Jesus Christ. And over 75 catechists, aides, just all sorts of people. It could be close to 100. That was just my rough estimate. So we're incredibly grateful just to be able to manage this and just be able to facilitate all the working of Christ in our local area, in our parishes. So thanks to everyone who's going to participate as a catechist, as an aide, maybe office help, maybe just helping a particular student here and there. And to all of our parents. What we do in our youth programs, it supports what parents do. Parents are the primary educators in the faith of their children. So what we do in a parish can never, ever replace what parents do. And the parents' role of handing on the faith is absolutely essential. There's this great line in the book of Deuteronomy when Moses is talking about the law to love the Lord with all our heart, with all our mind, with all our strength. And he says, parents, drill this into your children. So we love to work with our parents, to support our parents, to help them do as best as they possibly can to educate their children in the faith. And so we have these catechesis nights, whether it's for high schoolers or 7th graders or for 3rd graders, to supplement what happens at home and maybe even clarify, to answer questions, maybe things that our parents don't feel comfortable answering, or they've got to get some support, get some air support for their day-to-day living out of the faith with their children. So in doing that, though, we could use a couple more catechists. So just check the bulletin for the different roles that we need somebody to fill. I know there's a couple aide spots. There's some of our junior high could use an extra person here and there. So thanks to everybody who is a catechist. And if you think the Lord might be tugging at your heart to serve in this way, please answer that call. And one of the beautiful things about our youth programs is fruitfulness. Fruitfulness that eventually exists in people living out their sacramental life late into their life. I think about my own CCD program that had handed on the faith, that showed me the ways of Jesus Christ, of course, which first happened at home but got complemented in such a beautiful way by the CCD programs. And really it's fruitfulness that is ultimately the goal of all that we do. And so for a CCD program to have people that eventually get married, that raise their own children in the Catholic faith, that's the fruitfulness that we're hoping for, that we're praying for, that we're imploring the Lord for. But every now and then that fruitfulness takes a very distinct way. It takes a certain shape in our parishes, and that's with vocations. And we really pray for vocations. We haven't had anybody really enter the seminary in a number of years, so we continue to ask the Lord to raise up young people in our parishes. But there is something interesting happening today. Today, August 17th, a young woman who is a St. Joseph parishioner is entering a Passionist convent. So the Passionists are a group of religious women, a group of nuns that live a largely cloistered life in the convent, pray for the church, help with the behind-the-scenes needs of the church. And by behind-the-scenes needs, that means offering their lives in prayer to the Lord. And maybe one of the most famous religious sisters, nuns in the last 150 years is on the mug today. St. Therese of Lisieux was a Carmelite religious sister. And so Emma DeLong, who is a parishioner here at St. Joseph Parish, St. Joseph Church, is entering the Passionists. And she's been around our parishes. She's been very generous in volunteering and serving the last couple years. She accompanies our youth to Steubenville. She did the last couple times, and helping with Wednesday nights. And so we've been blessed to have her around the parishes for these last few years. And so in some ways it's sad to see her enter the convent, but of course it's a sign of God's love. It's a sign of God's guidance, that he's guiding somebody to give this radical yes to him, to basically go all in, to give her life to him, and in a particular way to be his bride. So part of the life of a female women religious, whether it's a sister or a nun or a consecrated virgin, is this bridal imagery, to be a spouse to Jesus Christ, to live this intimate union with Christ. And what that ultimately leads to is fruitfulness. Stuff we don't even see, though, the fruitfulness of the ways of grace. And so we're sure that as Emma heads off to the convent, literally today, she is on her way down to the Passionist convent in Kentucky. We know that she'll be praying for us. And she promised, she told me she would, that she'd be praying for our parishes, praying for the Lord to continually bless us. And so maybe our response is one of prayer also, that we ask the Lord that he may accompany her on this journey, that he may always support her in whatever her vocation is just the next step of her discernment of this vocation continues today with her entrance. And we ask the Lord that young people everywhere may listen to the voice and know that God has some definite purpose for their lives. And so we get to do that in our CCD programs, in our youth ministry. We get to do that in the family life, that we ask the Lord to raise us up for something, knowing full well that he created us for a purpose. And the great joy and the great adventure of our lives is figuring out the purpose of our lives and why God made us. So there's another episode of the Couch Chat here in the midst of the dog days of summer in August. Hopefully you had a blessed solemnity of the Assumption, and a good luck all the students going back to school. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow at the Day of Grace. God bless, and we'll talk to you later. Keep praying for Emma DeLong, and we'll be sure that she's praying for us. God bless.